During World War I, President Woodrow Wilson asked Americans to make sacrifices in order to support the war effort. To show his own personal support required that he get some sheep. I'm Summers, and this is a presidential story. After the U.S. entered World War I in 1917, President Woodrow Wilson appealed to the American public's sense of patriotism and compassion for soldiers abroad to encourage food rationing and other sacrifices. President and Mrs. Wilson led by example. They had wheatless Mondays and meatless Tuesdays. Personally, I would have had wheatless Wednesdays and meatless Mondays, but I'm a fan of alliteration. The Wilsons would also ride in their horse-drawn carriage instead of an automobile to save fuel, and Mrs. Wilson would knit and sew clothes for the soldiers. There was also one other area they could sacrifice for the war effort, the manpower needed to mow the expansive White House lawn. So, in 1918, Dr. Cary Grayson, a close acquaintance and personal aide of President Wilson's, purchased 12 sheep and 4 lambs from William Woodward's farm in Bowie, Maryland, on behalf of the president. Not only did the sheep keep the grass trimmed, but over 90 pounds of wool was auctioned, raising more than $50,000 for the Red Cross War Fund, or about $750,000 today. But not long after the purchase, there were problems. According to a Washington Post article, the sheep started to fall ill with pneumonia, and they were scared senseless by the increasing presence of cars driving by the White House. Over the next 3 summers, the White House flock grew to 48 sheep. They tore up much of the back lawn, so Wilson ordered them to the front, but not until first erecting wire fences to protect the delicate flowers and trees from the sheep's onslaught. By the end of the summer of 1920, the sheep were eventually sold. But the legacy of the sheep lives on at the Woodrow Wilson Presidential Library and Museum in Staunton, Virginia. A West Virginia engineer named J.P. Brunchweiler bid on some of the auctioned wool and stored part of it in a safe deposit box, where it remained for 100 years. His daughter inherited the wool and donated it to the museum in 2018. In all the ways throughout history that presidents have shown their patriotism, Wilson is the only one to show it through sheep. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please click the like button and subscribe to hear more presidential stories. And please visit POTUS.com to learn more interesting facts about the presidents.